Let's talk about liminal spaces. What is it exactly? A liminal space is a place meant to be passed through, not lived in. Empty schools at night, a silent hotel hallway, a grocery store with nobody in it. Places that should feel normal, but suddenly, when they're empty, feel very wrong. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. Thanks for joining me. I'm Judah. We're talking about 2026's Backrooms. Backrooms was one of my most anticipated movies of 2026. Backrooms is probably best known for its YouTube shorts. And I'll be honest, I've barely watched any of them. But the idea itself always fascinated me. The concept of endless liminal spaces taps into something genuinely unsettling. The first 5 minutes of this movie really just feels like something you would watch on YouTube. And I'm assuming that was just put in there to maybe satiate the hardcore fans. Now here's the problem. I hate found footage, and that first 5 minutes got me so dizzy. This guy running through the halls, that camera whipping around, my gosh, my head was spinning. Very few found footage movies actually work for me, and every time this movie switched into that style, I found myself thinking, I actually paid to watch this. Why? At one point, I thought this is just the Labyrinth for a new generation, but way more messed up. But then I stopped and started thinking about the Labyrinth for a little bit, and I was like, wait, no. There's no way this is way more messed up than what I grew up watching. And it lacked all Bowie bulge, so that's a negative right there. What did keep me interested was the mystery. I wanted to know what the Backrooms actually was, what caused it, and why it existed. It kind of explained it in two ways. They basically were like, well, we don't know what it is, and at the same time, some kind of a manifestation of repressed inner demons. And I just thought that was lame. I've seen it so many times now through all of the Exit 8, which I'm going to have a review on that soon, and Silent Hill. And for me, I was just kind of like, okay, I'd like to see something new. I wanted more from it. Okay, there's spoilers from this point out. Now, there are people living inside the back rooms, except they're like deranged copies of memories of real people. They can't really communicate. They only have very basic functions. They feel no pain, and apparently you can eat them. Now, I'm going to leave all that up to you, but all I could say was angel food cake. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie, if I'm wrong. Now, the movie takes a decent amount of time explaining I guess you would call them rules around these people, but then it immediately breaks that because the main villain is basically a twisted copy of our lead character, except this one behaves completely different from all the others for no real reason besides the plot needing a big bad. So the rules only matter until a movie needs them not to move the plot along. Now, to be fair, there are some real psychological truths buried in here. This movie touches on the idea that some people get comfortable being victims because staying broken is easier than changing. And that's a real thing. I wish they would have made it more of a universal idea that all of us need to sit down and explore deep within ourselves. But instead, for me, it felt like it came off more like men are emotional, immature babies because life is hard. Poor baby, you have to work and provide. Boo-hoo. That's really how it came off for me, and it didn't land well. Overall, I like the idea of the Backrooms more than I like the movie. There's an atmosphere here. There's some genuinely creepy imagery. The concept still has potential, but this is not a must-see theater experience. I give Backrooms a 5 out of 10, but I want to be clear. Right now, at the filming of this review, it's doing pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes from the audience review, we've got a 72%, and it's probably in the 80s off of the critic review. And on IMDb, that I trust way more than broken Rotten Tomatoes, it's at like a 7.2 out of 10. So most people are enjoying this much more than me. Now, before I go, I want to read to you what my cousin AJ said, and I think he's wording this sounds a little chat GPT to me, but I'll let you know what he says. The chase scene was a sublime piece of choreography that pounced on my acrophobia with a definitive final that refuses to spoon-feed answers to lazy audience. That's my cousin's take on this. He doesn't give me a final score, But from that, I would say that he enjoyed it at least within a 6 to 7 score. Don't know, don't hold me to it. But like I said, that sounds a little chat GPT-ish, but I'll let it pass this time. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you're a champion. You get a gold star. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you saw this movie, leave your comments. I want to know what you thought about it. Did you think it's as good as everybody else is saying, or were you a little disappointed? Do you feel like you could just sit back at YouTube and watch all the back episodes and get more entertainment than this? I want to know. Thanks for watching. I'm Judah. This has been Creepin' It Real, and I'll talk to you later.